What's up everybody, welcome to Moto Pilot Garage, where I mostly show you how you can customize motorcycles. Well, we're going to do something a little different this time, and I'm going to pump a bunch of performance into this Jaguar F-Type sports car. So I'm really excited to announce that there's a new player in the performance tune category. Jag Madness has just released a stage 1 through stage 4 series of tunes. And I want to say I'm honored to be one of the first people in the United States to get these tunes. Now these tunes are for the V6 engine only, whether you have the 340 horsepower, the 380 or the 400 horsepower engine. The tune is the same for all three models. I just so happen to have the 340 horsepower engine, which means my bump will be even more dramatic. So we've already done the stage 1 tune. If you guys want to see the video on that, check the link in the description of this video. Today we're going to do stage 2, which I'm super excited about. What that includes is the upper supercharger pulley and the tune. That tune will take you to 450 bhp and 442 foot-pounds of torque. So this one gets a little more complicated because we need to pop the hood and we need to remove the stock pulley and put on the new one. So you might be thinking, these other players have been in the tuning business for years and years. Why should I choose Jag Madness? Well, the technician behind this tune has been tuning race cars and winning races around the world for over 12 years. The tune for the Jaguars has been in development for 2 years. So it's very trustworthy, and what his goal was is to make a tune that's very drivable and reliable. Some of these other tunes you'll see, like on this download chart, they climb up, and once they get up, they kind of wander up and down. It's not smooth power. What Jag Madness has done is they've developed tunes that climb in power, and it's nice smooth power. All right guys, so before we get into the install, how about we take the car out, take it for some rips, see how the new power feels, and do some draggy runs, 0 to 60, quarter mile, stuff like that, and just get an overall feel for how this new power feels. And if you like what you hear and you're interested and you wonder what it takes to do the stage 2 install, then after that I'll be showing you a full installation process. So with that in mind, let's take it for a rip. Just a reminder, we're going from 420 with the stage 1 tune, horsepower wise, to 450. So that's a 30 horsepower bump. So I don't really know what to expect. I mean, it's 30 horsepower, it's not a huge gain, but I don't know, it might be great. Another thing too that's great about the Jag Madness tunes, even stage 1, is when you're in park, the RPMs will go past 4,000. It'll go all the way up to red line at 7,000. Let me show you. Awesome. With the other guys, you got to get their transmission tune or something like that to get that option. It's kind of like, that's weird. Anyways, nice little bonus. Now I have driven the car about 5 miles to bring the engine up to operating temperature. It's what I like to do before I go hammering the throttle, whatever. But you can see here, I'm at operating temperature there on the left. I'm in dynamic mode, which is conveyed by the red lines, and I'm in manual shift mode. You can see here in sport shifting, and I have the air conditioning turned off. So with that said, let's take it for a run and see what she does. Now I also have my Dragy with me, so we can measure quarter mile speed, eighth of a mile speed, 0 to 60 speed, all that good stuff, just like in the stage 1 video. If you haven't seen the stage 1 video, I recommend you go check that out now. It's a good one. I'll put a link in the description of this video. That was kind of nice. Shifted into second gear. Car kind of skipped out on me a little bit. I wasn't even on full throttle. I was just kind of 3/4 throttle. All right, we're coming up to a back road where I can really test this thing out. full throttle. Sometimes I like to feel the power at like 3/4 throttle. I don't want to have to like gun it everywhere to feel the extra power. So I'm kind of working my way up to putting the pedal to the metal, and I haven't really done that yet. So, oh man, here comes, is that a cop? Huh. Good thing I wasn't flying through here. Whoa. Feels really good. Still feeling it out, but I like it. Doing some twisties here. Wow, it's really got great. It's got really great pulling power at low speed, and then getting on it, I'm going like 50 in third gear, and it's just that feels nice. I'll say this, what you'll feel the most with these Jag Madness tunes is just snappy power. I mean, the car just pulls so good when you get on the gas. Alright, we're coming up here to my Dragy drag strip, so I'm going to pull over here and get that set up, and we'll get some times. Alright, first gear, no traction control. I don't know what was going on, but I think when I grabbed second gear, the back tires, I did like a long burnout, and it felt like when I was on the gas hard, I mean, it just felt like the thing was pulling so good. I haven't checked my times yet, but whatever they are, I am feeling more power. The thing felt like it got to red line faster too. I don't know if you heard that, but I peaked it at red line, and I was like, whoa, it got there fast, and then I grabbed the gear, and then it got red line again really quick, and I was like, dang man, I'm gonna have to watch the RPM really closely, because like I said, it's getting there faster. Wow. Well, that was a thrill. I just came out of a left-hand stop sign, and I didn't want to get on the gas too hard because I thought, what's the back end going to do? And there were some cars coming, so I just kind of eased into it. I didn't just jump on it. So, and that's another thing with these tunes, is you want to drive them and live with them for a while before you really know how great they are. You know, I've noticed just going out and shooting these videos and doing some speed runs doesn't really tell me exactly everything the tune will do. Alright, so after driving the car for a few days, logging more miles on it, I have to say I'm more impressed than I thought I was going to be. And one thing I noticed was the more I drove it, the better the power felt. Power delivery, overall torque, pull. It felt like it got faster the more I drove it. At one point I pulled up to a stop sign, kept the car in second gear, manual shifting, took off in second, and just kind of rolled on the throttle. Next thing I know, that tires broke loose. I was like, whoa, never did that before. So very good power. I'm very impressed. So you can see over here we got the Jag all set up, ready to go. Hood's popped. I already removed the big cover on top. Basically just got 4 grommets that hold it on. Just pull that up, comes right off. If you notice, when I popped the hood, I reached to the middle to lift it up. I never lift up these hoods from the side because that puts a twist in them. So I raise it and I lower it from the middle. Little Jaguar F-Type tip there. So let's take a look at what we got going on over here. I got everything laid out, ready to go. You want to do this so when you attack this, you know you have everything you need and you can move quick and so on. So let's check it out. Of course, we're going to have the Alien Tech Power Gate tuner that we plug into the OBD2 port. I've got right here an infrared ceramic cooktop device. I'm going to use this to heat the pulley, and this will take the pulley up to around 800 degrees. And right here I've got an infrared temperature sensor that I can shoot on the pulley. It tells me that it's at the right temperature. And then of course we have the pulley right here that's going on. This is the Jag Madness Performance Pulley. And this is the puller I got. I rented this from AUTOZONE for 90-something bucks. And they'll give me the money back when I get done with it. But anyways, you can see here how it grips the ribs, and then what you'll do is you'll just tighten this right here and it pushes on the center shaft, pops that pulley right off. Now use the shorter grippers right here. You can see here there's also a deeper one. You don't want to use that one. I recommend using this one here. It's a lower profile and so on. I'll put the part number information to this so when you go into AUTOZONE you can just show that to them and they'll bring it right up. Okay, so for other tools here, I've got a 1/2-inch breaker bar to lessen the tension on the belt tensioner. Basically, it's spring loaded, so you just need to push it and flex it to loosen the belt. Now my breaker bar is 1/2 inch, and I believe the pulley is 3/8 of an inch, and I hear it's really tight in there. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try putting a 3/8 inch adapter on this because I want the nice long bar for more leverage. And if I simply can't get it in there because of no space, I'll use my 3/8 inch ratchet here, which is kind of long. And if that doesn't do it, I'll slap a piece of pipe on the end of it to give me more leverage. Anyhow, I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver to remove the air intake. It's just got clamps on it. I got a pair of vice grips here. Open up all the way to grab the pulley once it's heated up and help slide it on the shaft. I might not use this. I've got some welding gloves here where I can also use, I'm going to be wearing one of these no matter what. I might just pick it up with the welding gloves off the hot plate, walk it over there, slide it on the car. So if you're wondering about this hot plate here, this is what the box looks like. And you can see here, somewhere it says it's 100 watt. Now if you look at the manual, it says it only goes up to 480 based on the highest setting here on the dial. But I'm told that it will heat up the pulley to 800 degrees, which let's hope it does. Another thing we'll do once we get everything installed, get the stage 2 tune installed also. I'm going to install the tune after I install the pulley, just so you know. And then once we take it for a test drive, I will do some Dragy times to compare the new times and speed, 0 to 60, quarter mile, stuff like that. So I'm excited to get to that point here. Another thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to tape off the throttle body so no debris or water will get in there as I'm cooling down the pulley. What else I have here? Well, let me tell you about this. I'm going to cool down the pulley using compressed air, which is highly recommended. It just slows down the cooling process a little bit, and you know, you don't want to crack or damage your pulley. So I'm going to start with compressed air, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to finish it off with water once I bring it down to about 80 degrees. And what I did was I just took a common garden watering jug that I already had around the house, and it's got all these holes here, which, you know, spray a white spray. So what I did was I drilled a bigger hole in the middle and I taped up all the small holes so I can guide the water better and doesn't splash water everywhere. So hot little tip there. Oh yeah, I've also got a 10mm socket, and I'll show you why I need that here in a second. Let's go look under the hood. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take off the air induction, just this Y pipe here. I'm not going to remove these outer pipes here, but to get the Y pipe off, I've got a hose clamp here with a flathead screwdriver right down there. I've got this clamp here with a flathead, and then I want to loosen these up so I can kind of get them out of the way, just move them outward. There's a 10mm bolt right there on both sides. So just take those out and you can move this boot, and that will give us access to the upper pulley. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to remove the belt. I'm going to remove the belt from the upper pulley, but I'm not going to completely remove it from the motor. I'm just going to remove it and get it out of the way. Hopefully that's enough. I don't want to fully remove it if I don't have to. We're not changing the belt in this process. We're changing the belt when we do the lower pulley, not the upper pulley, because it's smaller than the stock pulley. A little bit of information about this beautifully machined pulley is it is high grade stainless steel, and you're obviously going to slide it on this way onto the motor. This is the out facing surface here, and once I heat it, I'm going to slide it on all the way till it bottoms out on this surface right here. So this pulley is 6% smaller than the stock one, and what that does is it increases the boost of the supercharger by about 1.5 psi. Obviously, and that produces more power without strain or revving higher in the engine. So then what you'll see out there is a lot of people, when they hear stage 2 or they're talking about their stage 2, they're doing the lower pulley. And with Jag Madness, they're doing it this way because stage 2, yes, it takes you from 420 to 450, which is 30 horsepower, where the lower pulley gives you 50 more horsepower, but it's easier to install, and it's less expensive. So I really think if you're going to do these if you're going to dig into the pulleys, just do both. But we're doing this as a process to kind of gauge the increases, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Normally, if I wasn't filming this, I would go straight into stage 3 and wow, or stage 4, E85 fuel. Once we get the pulley installed, I'll show you the process of loading the stage 2 tune. It's already in there, ready to go. Another thing I wanted to mention too is make sure before you heat the pulley and stick it on, make sure air is all aired up, ready to go. Boom, you don't want to, oh shit, I don't have any air in my compressor. And I've already filled up this water jug only to about right there. I don't want to fill it up all the way because then it might make a mess. So with that said, I think let's get started wrenching. Before you start the process, it's a good idea to load a power source to your battery to ensure that the battery doesn't drain. So with that said, let's get started. Once you plug in the tuner without turning the car on, it'll start taking you through certain prompts. Go ahead and accept all those, and then it'll just start telling you what to do, pressing certain buttons, turning the car on, turning the car off. Now when I say you're turning the car on, I don't mean you're starting the car, you're just pressing the start button without your foot on the brake. Alright guys, that's a wrap for the Jag Madness Stage 2 tune with the upper supercharger pulley. Overall, I think it's fantastic. I was really pleased with improvements in power over time, and the more I drove it, the more I liked it. I think it's awesome. Also, if you want to highly improve the throttle response in your car, I'm literally hitting the gas pedal half an inch and the car is taking off. But you just tap the pedal and it's so much more responsive, and the way to get that would be with the Madness AutoWorks. This is the GOPEDAL Plus throttle tuner. It's got a lot of other cool features. I did a full video review on that. Go check that out in the link down below. If you want to get the Jag Madness Stage 2 tune for your Jaguar F-Type, there's a link in this description. Go check it out. Hit that buy button and you're going to be stoked on how much better your car feels. So what's next? Next is Stage 3, the big supercharger lower pulley that mounts to your crank. We're going to also do that in my garage, and that is going to be the big enchilada, adding at least 50 more horsepower, take us up to around 500. So I'm really excited about that. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you hit like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and we'll see you in that video. Catch you later.